We're at the Empire Hotel, home to Gossip Girl, and today is all about hope. And the charity is Hope North. And it's supported by some of my favorite stars, Susan Sarandon, Forrest Whitaker, and Mary-Louise Parker of Weeds. And she'll be sitting down with us today with the founder of Hope North, Okello Sam. This is an inspiring story you're not going to want to miss. Mary-Louise, I have to ask, you've had an incredibly acclaimed career, awards, movies, theater, you're great on the stage, and yet you've never really got into the tight dresses and the going out in the Hollywood scene. How do you get that great career?
I had the tight dresses, but not at the Hollywood scene. In my own private life. I don't know, I was never really, I'm not like a really social animal, really. And I think I became an actress because I was it was part of a function of being a really shy child. And it was a way that I could speak to people, and a way that I could communicate that was easier for me, that felt good and just felt natural. So I think some actors are like that. I've known some actors who are not as like social, and they're just more comfortable on stage.
Well, I noticed it the other night. It was so funny, and I feel your pain in asking for money, but it was so interesting. Here's someone who's brilliant on stage, and then with a small group of 25, 30 people, which you knew a lot of people in the room, you were looking at the floor when you spoke about the organization. You were so passionate, but you like had to look down.
If I want to get the words out, I have to look at the ground, because yeah, it's hard for me to address a group of people sometimes just as myself.
You've been able to use your career now to follow the things that really seem to interest your heart, your passions.
I was thinking the other day, like, there's really no point in having money or having any sort of notoriety whatsoever if you can't, like, rush in and try to help fix something at some moment. And, you know, what comes along with it is a lot of people are deeply suspicious of you or cynical about it, but it doesn't matter to me if it leads to something, if it leads to somebody getting financial support or a cause getting attention. I don't care if people sort of make fun of me a little bit, as long as I don't have to hear it.
You did something extraordinary. You have a son, but you adopted a little girl on your own from Ethiopia.
She's a lot to live up to, my daughter. She's incredible, and I didn't suspect that I would be single. It's not something that you predict, and I didn't know if it would be too hard, and then I thought, well, I can't not do it because it's going to be too hard, and it is too hard sometimes, but there's no way I could have not done it. My life wouldn't be the same, my son's life wouldn't be the same.
Well, you've had a big adoption recently, Okello, and about 250 children in Uganda. And you're a bit of a star in Uganda as well, huh?
Yeah, I have a dance company which has about 35 artists, and so we perform every week. I also have a television program which is basically a stand-up comedy.
My friend Susan Sarandon had already become involved with him, and we together put on a benefit last year at her ping pong club, and it was a lot of fun. And we did, you know, we helped raise some money for the school, and I just sort of became really passionate about what he's doing and the work he's doing and him as a person.
Tell us about the work that you're doing at Hope North.
Hope North is a secondary school and a vocational center which supports 250 former child soldiers and vulnerable children. And so we give them full scholarship, free education, and Hope North is their home.
And most of the children don't have families. Their families have been killed or annihilated by the rebels.
Yeah, by the Lord's Resistance Army. Their families have either been destroyed, their parents killed, or some of these kids were born in the rebellion. And then in the process, they don't know who their parents are. And then they come to us at Hope North, and we create a home for them.
And Forrest Whitaker is very involved in Hope North. How did he become involved with it?
We worked with Forrest in The Last King of Scotland, and I did the choreography for the first part of the dance. And also the dancers were students from Hope North. These were basically former child soldiers. When we were doing it, Forrest didn't know. He's a very inquisitive person. So he kept on asking, you know, where they were coming from, and when he learned that they had such a challenging and terrible history, he got very interested in them. And I feel very blessed, and I think the children are very blessed by the fact that, you know, they have people like Forrest Whitaker supporting them, Susan Sarandon, and of course, Mary-Louise. I don't know what to do with that.